Welcome to the CFG Gamecast episode number 196. This is a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode once a week, and we publish this thing on all podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, and so much more. So show us some love. Do us a favor and follow us on our YouTube, the CFG channel. Give us a like or subscribe to our Twitch on twitch.tv/CFGgames, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, David Screen, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
Hello. So I was supposed to do TwitchCon stuff and I fell asleep like every time. So if you guys didn't see me, I'm so sorry. I did meet up with Doss Good on Monday, and we went out to eat, and we went to Spirit Halloween, which was a blast. And I got myself some new spooky flannels. I mean, this isn't technically a flannel, but it's got flannel. So it hit two major little check marks. So I got to hang out with him, which was good. I just wasn't feeling great this week at all. I played some games on Tuesday. I don't think everyone else was feeling very great either. It's that kind of like that season. Can you stop digging? Thank you. It's a time of year where like everyone's just kind of like, ugh, I don't feel so good, or has little colds. So they all bailed by like 8 p.m. I was like, well, I could play a game by myself, but I wasn't expecting that, so I didn't set anything up prior. And I was like, man, I'll just call it a night.
I'm surprised that Dots left at 8 p.m. or
no. So I hung out with him on Monday. They ended up going to see the show at the Excalibur. What's that called?
Oh,
Feast of Fools? No, that's not it.
Thunder Down Under?
Absolutely not. That's not at there.
Is it Age of Chivalry?
Yeah, I think that's it,
something like that.
Something like that. It's like a you pay for tickets.
It's a dinner theater.
It's a dinner show.
It's fantastic. Yeah,
it is a lot of fun.
Oh, cool.
Dustin and I went with friends recently, and it was a blast. So they had a show. So I picked them up at like 3:30, and then we kind of just bopped around. We went to Chinatown, got some really good ramen, went across the street and got mochi. And then we went to Spirit Halloween at Town Square, and we stayed there. Hi Herman, pretty late, and then I dropped them off at like 7:40 for their show. So I got to hang out with them a good bit.
Nice.
We were supposed to hang out again, but I had a little cat emergency this week, so I had to stay home because we're down to one vehicle at the moment. So, life happens. But yeah, I just kind of had an off week. I wasn't really feeling like it. You have those weeks where you're like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I had one of those weeks,
Social battery has been in the negative.
Dude, I've been like, I'm so out of spoons, it's not even funny. Like, I've been negative batteries for a while. And I was like, I don't feel very good, and I don't want to talk to nobody. So I didn't. So yeah, I played some in the back rooms this week. We beat easy mode or normal mode, which was good.
Nice.
And then I was told about inside the back rooms, and then I went through a giant rabbit hole on Wednesday. So that was fun. Thank you, Filthy Jester, for that one. It's very interesting if you didn't know. But yeah, I just kind of been fiddle-faddling around all week.
Well, that's good. Well, we've just been going in and out in some crazy, interesting adventures there in itself. Wow. Well, that's good.
Adventures of napping. That was like the theme of this week.
Right. That sounds like a good plan. Hey, but Lex.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you know who is finally recovered from his 3-day escapade at TwitchCon this year?
I do. His name is
the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty on the third seat. What's going on, my dude?
Yeah, like you said, you called it. Finally feeling like a human again. Very much like Lex. My social battery has been on negative, so I haven't been able to do much, and I wasn't feeling well earlier in the week. Luckily, I did get to see Das a couple times, him and his partner, at the Twitch party. We hung out, did a little bit of dancing and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to link up with him later in the week. I just I just wasn't feeling good. Well, had an audition Wednesday, completely butchered it. Because I had no voice.
First off,
went
I
too
can't
hard in
believe
the
that
paint
you
Sunday.
went to the audition with your voice, the way your voice was sounding.
Hey, what do you do? You can't. I knew it was gonna be bad, and then I had to hop on a call with them afterward and be told that and I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, I am sick, but I understand.
Well, you know what? Okay, I can definitely understand that, but you had to reschedule because they had COVID. I'm pretty sure they like. How can they not understand that if
That's
you
not
were?
how it works.
You know?
That is not how that works.
Wow.
Things
Okay.
work
It would
on
look
their
terrible.
time.
Yeah. No, I couldn't. Regardless, whatever. Still a great experience to be able to, because I've never auditioned for an agency, so just to see what that process is like and stuff like that, it's still a positive out of that. So other than that, you'll be proud of me. I finished Miles Morales. I'm ready for Spider-Man 2. I'll be getting that here soon, along with Mario Wonder as well. So yeah, I like Morales. That was good. I enjoyed it. So I'm ready for Spider-Man 2. I've been seeing good things about it. So yeah, really. Other than that, though, I've just kind of this new game called The Finals. That's an open beta right now. You can find that on Steam. I believe it's cross-play as well, but it's like a 3v3 multiple teams type of arena game, first-person shooter. So I got to a chance to play with NT and his daughter last night. Looking to play more tonight, and just kind of getting in the habit of things still. Like you said, it's been super busy. I went from PAX West to then being my birthday weekend, which we did a whole festival, and then all of a sudden it was TwitchCon.
Age of Chivalry, you forgot that whole weekend.
Age of Chivalry, like it's just been super busy. So it's like I'm trying to slow things down a little bit, get things organized a little bit, get some consistency, because I missed some of my shows due to my voice and stuff like that as well. So just kind of look to get back into the groove of things. Take time this weekend just to chill out, enjoy it. We got a pumpkin patch that we're going to do tomorrow, and I think we're going to carve pumpkins tonight. So yeah.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Wait,
I forgot to get pumpkins.
Well, I mean, I guess it's the end of the month.
And candy. Yeah, no, Halloween is like Tuesday.
I need to hydrate. You're right.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah,
you definitely need to hydrate. That's a good idea.
You should have called me about your voice. I have tricks to make it come back.
Well, One Up Lawyer told me something too. So, fun fact about the One Up Lawyer: this dude is a singer.
Shut up.
The One Up Lawyer is a singer, y'all. It goes deep. I had no idea. Yeah. I love it. What's going on, Scyther? Yeah, I love it. That's fun facts that you learn about friends at things like that. I was like, I had no idea. So yeah, you gave me a little tip too. I didn't have time to execute though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What is did you see something?
He said pineapple juice and he said chew on something. What was it? Some
Ginger?
sort of root. Was it ginger? It was ginger or a root. It was something that I was like, oh, interesting. Like you just straight chew on it?
Yeah.
Like, yep. And pineapple juice.
Yeah. I have this stuff called vocal recovery, and you rub it on the outside of your throat. And if that doesn't bring your voice back, you drink the tea that comes with it. And it's got the root in it. And I think it has like pineapple extract and some other things, but it brings your voice back for you, which is convenient because if you're doing 7 shows a week on the strip, you kind of can't lose your voice.
Absolutely, yeah.
Even if you're an understudy, they're like, absolutely not. You'll be fired.
Right.
So.
No, exactly. It's like I would have been fired. Like you can't go and be like, oh, this is your first impression is you with this gassed, struggling voice that can barely say.
Well, because it's an avoidable situation. It's not something that just unless it just went out, unless you lost your voice medically for some out of your own reason, there must be something medically wrong with you. So I mean, either thrown unless you like pitched out yourself, then it's but if you're just like yelling to yell, then yeah, okay, I kind of understand why it would be your fault, you know.
Well, no, it was definitely my fault. Again, this is following the Sunday.
I'm not saying in your situation. No, I'm not talking about with your situation. I'm just talking about in general. Yeah.
But that is what the situation was.
Yeah,
it was absolutely my fault because, well, I know better. I knew that was coming up, but I got too crunk Sunday. And apparently I decided I was gonna scream and yell until I had no voice.
I mean, I don't know what y'all did on Sunday overall. Like, what did y'all go like what was it that y'all did? Like
we went to, there was like this after buzz like party thing hosted by like a bunch of like Twitch musicians and stuff like that. It was like an ice cream parlor bar thing downtown, and they had an event space in the back. And like literally it was just a concert back there, you know, and just had a great time. Yeah.
I keep thinking
marriage proposal. Like
I imagine it was at Hennessy's, but you said it's not. So
I can't remember the name of the place. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of it before.
I'm curious.
Yeah, because I didn't know. Cause like it's a legit ice cream parlor as well, connected basically to this bar, and then this bar has a back outside area. It was weird because there was two different bars connected by the back. So like at one point in time I tried walking into a room and the dude's like, oh no, you can't come in this door. I was like, oh, I didn't know what the rules were.
Right. Downtown buildings are rules. Right.
That's hilarious.
So it was good. It was great. I had a great time. It was fantastic. Again, I always feel like I miss people and stuff, but I did get to see a lot of people that I haven't met before. So I had an absolute blast, made some great connections. Looking forward to where it is next year.
Awesome. Well, that's good. That's definitely good. But as for me though, I've been I've just been doing the same thing. Although, actually, you know what? I won't say I was doing the same thing. I actually have been was actually pretty productive this week. So I definitely had a good. Well, I had good meetings with some companies on my final meetings on two of them. So hopefully we'll see if I get something here very soon by the beginning of the end of the year. So that'll be very awesome. And then the second thing, then I did my sponsorship with Marvel Snap for did my regular stream of the week of Marvel Snap, from me streaming Snap for just this week alone. It's not even a matter of me streaming Snap. I just enjoy playing the game. But streaming it was actually pretty fun. I was able to talk to folks about it. It was cool that I got people interested in playing it. They installed the game though too, and then I had a good time talking and showing them how things work about it. So like especially how good this game is. It was it just makes me like the community even more, especially the fact that I also I put the goal to hit rank 100 by the end of the week, which we got rank 100. Yeah. Just yesterday or 2 days ago, and as well as now trying to get the conquest what's it called card. I forgot what the conquest card was, the Iron Man card or whatever.
The Midnight Suns. The Midnight Suns variant.
The Midnight Suns variant. I'm almost there. I only have. I just need to get two. I have two more. I just need two more. Buy two more things, and I have them. So
I feel like I'm too far gone on Marvel Snap. Like I've missed too many.
You're not.
You're never.
No.
Too far gone.
Yeah, you're never too far gone.
Yeah.
Like again, you're not gonna get matched. You're gonna be matched up based off of your deck and your skill level, basically.
Yeah, I know.
So and as you learn more and get better, and get different cards and stuff like that, then they'll start. The curve is a smooth curve that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you'll never not have a good time because you're just getting like smashed on.
I think the hardest curve is when you're hitting from between pull 2 to pull 3, because that's where you see most of the transitions of like, things to block. that could that could actually defend against some of your high end cards and stuff. And if you don't have those cards, then it's like you're kind of like a fish out of water at that point, and you just have to eat it on that point. It's not because you're doing bad, it's just rather that you just don't have the resources to defend it yourself for it, not yet at least. Then once you do get it, then it's like, okay, here we go, I can actually get the things like, because like when you get you're really happy when you get Shang-Chi for the first time. You're like, yeah, these bastards are going to pay for what they were doing to me for a little bit, because that's what I was doing. Anyways, so finished that. I also finished Spider-Man 2, hit platinum on that this morning.
Yeah, he did.
Got that. So now I need to go back to the game I was playing originally, which was, I think, Tales of Arise. So I'll probably start going back on that next week.
Yep.
So it's been pretty productive days or productive week. So definitely enjoyed it. I want to play some more Snap though too. So after this. So
I installed Alan Wake last night, and I'm excited for it.
Alan Wake 2. Okay, I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Adam, yeah. I was in bed sick yesterday, like hurling off the side of the bed, and he came in like later when I was starting to feel better. He's like, "Why aren't you playing Alan Wake 2?" I'm like, "Cause it costs money." He's like, does it? And I was like, yeah, what do you mean does it? Like, is it free on Xbox right now? And I didn't know that.
Is it free on Xbox?
I thought that's what he was what he was saying, and I come into my office like very slowly, like holding my head, and I sat down and I'm looking, and all of a sudden his credit card's like in my hand. I was like, oh, that's what you meant. He's like, I tried to gift it to you, but I don't know how to on EA. I'm like, it's okay.
Oh, it's an EA game?
Oh, it's through EA?
It's an EA game.
What? Yeah. Hold up.
Weird.
I'm calling shenanigans. There's no way.
Weird.
Go look.
Oh, that is weird. Was the first one? First one was an EA, was it?
I don't know. I was
it Remedy Games?
Train, I think.
Wow,
yes,
that is crazy. I did not even know.
Crazy.
Well, and then I
forgot they even have like a launcher and shit.
Right, I opened it up just to like get the settings done and to see if they had colorblind settings, and immediately it goes, "You need to upgrade your graphics card." And I was like, "Oh no, oh no!" And then I was like, "Oh, you mean update? Oh, yeah, I meant upgrade." I was like, "Oh no." And so I did the update, and the update was like, yeah, we can't do that right now. I was like, what do you mean? So I restarted my computer, and it was like, nah, the update's good. I was like, oh, okay. Woo. So
that would
don't
be
do
hilarious.
This to me, computer.
She starts playing. She starts installing. You're playing Alan Wake 2. Then you see smoke coming out of the computer just slowly.
Dude. We're all of a sudden playing Alan Wake 2 turned into $1,000 venture.
Oh my god!
I've gone too far. I have it now. Now I have to upgrade.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna get another PC like end of December, like beginning of January. I've been looking for like a year. And the reason I didn't get it sooner is because I wanted Ravage to come out and hang out in town for a week. So I was like, meh, having friends is funner than a new PC. So that's what I did. And like prices have gone down since I originally looked. So I was like, woohoo! I'm glad I didn't. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't kill my PC.
Well, we'll see. Well, you're not streaming it. You're playing it on your own, right?
I'm gonna try to stream it. We'll see.
My god, that's gonna be a fun one. Did you see the clips for Little Nightmare 3, by the way? Like recently?
Yeah.
That thing looks like it's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
And co-op.
Yeah, and co-op.
Little Nightmares 2 was not co-op, correct?
No, it should have been.
I didn't think so.
It would have been great if it was
definitely should have been.
Should have been.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go with it. All right. Well, I know we've been talking a lot. I know we've been talking about a lot of different random things today. So let's go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic of discussions through the previous week in the world of gaming. The topic would or could be a game itself, or something that happened in the gaming community, or a game itself. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners and viewers on Twitch, YouTube, and on Kick, to be a part of the conversation. So if there's something you're wanting to chime in about whatever we're talking, we would love to always encourage people to speak their mind. Just type it inside the chat. We would love to just discuss it with you in a nice, good old conversation. So let's get this party started. Smitty, what are you bringing to the table, my friend?
Excuse me. So I just kind of wanted to bring up, firstly, and obviously the hint from the title, there's been some shakeups here, both in Xbox and PlayStation side. I'm going to start with the Microsoft side and their reorganization. Firstly, they basically went and took Matt Booty, who has been president of game and content. They essentially expanded his role to include ZeniMax and Bethesda. I think this is huge. This is something I talked about a long time ago when Bethesda first went underneath that Microsoft umbrella. And then I got kind of worried when we had Redfall come out. This is more of what I expected, because clearly I feel this is a representation of them saying, like, we need somebody on the Microsoft side that is looking and managing what they are outputting. We can't put out Redfalls and things of that nature. That just can't happen. So the fact that they've made a move that directly impacts stuff like that, I think is going to be huge. And I think that may help to restore some of that Bethesda magic that folks once had, that I feel like they have, kind of dogged their fans. And again, not obviously we have Starfield out, but like I'm speaking more from the point of Fallout 76 and whatnot. So I think that was smart on their part. Another major move within that as well is the promotion of Sarah Bond to lead the Xbox team, becoming the president of Xbox, which this is absolutely huge. Number one, especially culturally for the Black community, to be able to see this woman in a position of power and being able to be in a room where it happens, making these kinds of decisions, I think is huge for young folks of more than just, Black culture, but any kind of ethnicity, really, to be able to see that. I think it's something that folks could be able to look towards and aspire towards. So this is huge. She's been making moves for a while now. So to see this, not only I think is big in terms of that, but I also think it speaks on where Microsoft and Xbox specifically are culturally, and being able to be comfortable, I feel, to find the right person for the job. Again, I'm saying that stuff not as a, oh, look at this Black person that's doing this thing, but because, again, as a company as a whole, they're not afraid to find the person that they think is going to be the right person for that job. So I'm excited to see, with her new role, what that looks like, and kind of what her future and what plans may be affected by some of these changes. But again, huge news on that. However, on the flip side of things, again, we know that recently we talked about it. Jim Ryan is going to be out from Sony here next April, I believe it is, next spring. And there was recent news, and this is a bit controversial, between Connie Booth. She was a senior producer, essentially, has been with Sony for like 34 plus years, helped to launch like Crash Bandicoot. Hold on, there's a whole list of games. Sly Cooper, The Last of Us, Spider-Man, Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima. She has been ingrained, Ratchet and Clank, Siphon Filter, like the list goes on. She's been very much a part of the Sony and what they produce for years. And recently it was brought to the attention that this is where the controversy is. It's still unconfirmed on whether she left on her own recognizance or if she was fired from Sony. So really, this is more speculative because there hasn't been any confirmation, only the confirmation that she's no longer there. But I feel like this is just this juxtaposition of what Microsoft has been doing, the direction they're going, and what we've seen from Sony. And again, there is the speculation that she left because Jim Ryan has been pushing more towards them developing live action or live service games, which I know rub people the wrong way over there internally as well. So there's a weird struggle that's happening. And I feel like we're kind of privy to be able to see some of these things happening based on the moves that are happening. Obviously, we know that within the tech sector here for a while, there's been a lot of layoffs. I think they did over projections and they're trying to course correct on that. But just to see just the difference between the two, where it seems like Xbox and Microsoft are like, I feel like they're starting to hit their step. They just got that deal closed. Like, I feel like there's a lot of exciting times and things to look forward to on that Xbox side. Obviously, time will tell. But you know, I feel like on the Sony side, things feel kind of shaky. Things feel uncertain over there, and just what their plans are, what they're doing. All these subscriptions are going up. Crazy price increases are happening there. So I just wanted to know what everybody's thoughts were just on the two things. Both of them in their own regards are big things within the gaming space.
Well, I mean, I don't see the thing with like the promotion that they're seeing with Microsoft. What's his name? I don't know. I forgot the name of the dude that they expanded his deal.
Matt Booty.
Yeah, that guy.
Bootied.
To overlook Bethesda and stuff. I mean, that's what you normally do when you're a company that bought out other companies, and you need people to overlook. This is nothing different than what Microsoft has been doing for over the years when they bought out the like so many other companies in the past, you know. So like in my opinion, like I think it's maybe reactionary because of what happened with Redfall with Bethesda, because I think they probably gave Bethesda more space than they should have with it. So I don't know what to think about that personally itself. The big one I will say is like until I see like Microsoft give full around credit to what they're going to do with Activision, then if they've turned Activision around, then that's when I'm going to give them props. But like for this, I'm not going to praise them quite yet on
I mean, I feel like everybody, and again, I'm not sitting here talking about praising them or anything like that. I'm just talking about, I feel like they're positioning themselves to hopefully do something with it. Again, staying cautiously optimistic. I'm not saying that they are or whatever, but I feel like they're putting themselves in a good position. And I feel like overall vibe wise, it just feels like there's a lot more positive things happening over there,
but this
as
ain't
opposed
different. Yeah, but I mean, like, what this move isn't any different than what they've been doing for the past 20 something years, is what I'm saying. Like that move specifically. I'm saying that specific move, not because I mean, but like the whole outcome of what's her name moving up to president is going to be a big. I think that's the bigger change in my opinion, because I don't know like what her face is like, what her expectations or what her move is. Especially she's going to be talking. She's basically the boss of what's his name, Nelson, right? God, what's the name?
I know who you're talking about too.
Phil
Spector. He's the boss. She's the boss of Phil Spector, essentially. Wouldn't she be if she's the head of Xbox Gaming, right?
Or I'm sorry, Spencer.
Yeah, Phil Spencer. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, Spector's the dude that killed his wife. That's terrible. Yeah.
I need more information about that later.
No.
Oh yeah.
Phil Spencer is the CEO. He is at the tippy top.
Oh, he is at the top.
He's right under
Jeff Keighley. Jeff Keighley was who I was actually thinking of.
Oh, okay.
But no, so organizationally, it's Phil Spencer, Matt Booty, then Sarah Bond.
Okay. Because like, but
Yes.
Sarah Bond's been a VP forever, though. I remember that.
She has, yes,
yeah.
that's correct.
So
Yes.
now she's taking the place of what Booty's old position is that how that's happening?
No. So and that's what's kind of weird is that because he is also a president. So she is the president of Xbox specifically, everything that has to do with Xbox. He is the president of game content and studios. So apparently it's not not a lateral thing.
Okay.
He is above her because within his title that also includes
She
what
falls
she's
under him.
doing. He is her direct supervisor, essentially.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, but she still has pull, and I think the level of pull.
She's got a shit ton of pull.
Oh,
organizationally, she's third in line.
Yeah. So I think like to see what direction that her mixed with Spencer's decisions of what Xbox is going to lead to. Yeah, it does make me feel optimistic of their future. Now to see what their metrics are wanting, what they're from the rumor metrics that they were saying that they're wanting to get, how many people they're wanting to be put on their platform by 2030. That's a really tall one, but we'll see where that's going to go. But but to see the moves that they're going, they are making some positive moves itself. But to be the overlooked communities, the communities of like, you know, some of these like third party the companies, the studios that they've been buying out in the past from the past 5 years. Like I just need them to see. I just need to see more of what they're working on, and like how they're going to make it. How they're going to make those studios flourish. Before I could say, oh, they're doing a good job, or they're definitely making it in the right, because this is Xbox's ether all the time. They buy out their studios. They don't build stuff in house. They always buy them out, and they've always done this. So like it's not out of the ordinary. The one thing that'll be out of the ordinary is if they make those said studios that they bought out successful. In the middle of all of that, and that's the thing that we failed to see ever from them. Besides, even though Rare's been around and they still are around, they're still, they're not any bigger or any better than what they were before they got purchased by them. I mean, the biggest game that they've released by that was specifically an Xbox exclusive that they made through Xbox was what's it called? The pirate game that they released.
Sea of Thieves?
Yeah, Sea of Thieves. And like other than that,
what about Bungie? Would you consider Bungie?
I would consider Bungie
in that.
I would consider Bungie, but I mean, since Bungie isn't them anymore, and then they really haven't been around in a long time. Prior to that, like, because you remember when Bungie left to make Destiny, they gave the rights to 505, not 505 games. Is it 505 games? 343. I always get the 343 games, and then since they did that, Halo has not been the same. So like
Although I've heard some good things about this latest update that has taken place, and like they've got ranked, and like it's where it should be. I've been thinking about popping back in, because I enjoyed it when it first. You didn't enjoy it?
I hated it. Remember, I jumped on with you guys. It broke my PC. It shut my PC off.
Oh, really?
And at the time, I was like in the middle tier of like, I've got a good graphics card. And then it came out, and we all downloaded it. I was very excited, and we jump in. I can't even get matched. I jump in, and I'm immediately in a vehicle. I drove that vehicle for 0.2 seconds, and my computer popped off. I was like, I'm sorry, what just happened? And like the rainbow was going for a second, like on the inside and on the casing, and then like all my screens went black. I was like, what is happening? Nope, I won't go back. I'm good.
I'm not a big Halo fan, so I can't really,
for like
an
hour.
Have an opinion.
See, and I was.
I get it.
But I also like the world of the Halos is it's hello?
Yeah.
It's passed me up, and that's okay. Like
no, but I don't feel like it has though, because the Master Chief Collection is out there. I've only finished the first Halo. That's the only Halo I've ever finished. But I started the second one. I just haven't gotten back to it. Huh?
I just want to be spooked, and it doesn't spook me anymore.
You know what I think though?
Like me. Not anymore.
Yeah,
I'm
but real quick
desensitized
though, I
now.
will say this though, like with Connie Booth though, I just don't. I don't know if like if she was because she seems like she's just like a hardcore producer for Sony, for the most part.
hmm
I think it's kind of like like why when you were telling when they were like they're not sure if she left on her own accord or not. I thought my thing would have been like why does it matter at that point? She's been there for 30
Right.
something. She's been there for 30 something years. She could have retired if she wanted to, even if she didn't want to
True.
retire. I think that the ether of Sony is changing hardcore because like you were saying before now since what's his name is leaving as CEO and then the direction uh hopefully we get a better direction of where Sony was going well I guess we can't really we don't know because the new CEO
That's
is
still
going to
up in
be
the air.
it's going to be an interim one, so like it's interesting on where they're building to, so yeah, I'm more like I think like when it comes with an idea of where the like between the two studios or what they're going with, I think Microsoft is way more organized for it because I honestly don't know the direction where Sony's is looking at. They've been making some weird moves that I don't know if I would necessarily agree with, but
Well, that and they're keeping us in
yeah.
the dark too.
Well, yeah, that's also
But
true.
it's
Looking
none
on
of
the
our
outside.
business at the end of the day either, really.
Well, I think
Sort of.
I think it's kind
To
of
an extent.
unfair though to be like, oh, you're just a producer of some of the most iconic games within this.
Yeah.
Who cares? I think it actually means a lot more, and I think there is a bigger implication. Especially, there's a big difference from just stepping away from something and being fired from something. Clearly, there would be friction or some reason for a person to get fired. You can't just get fired to get fired.
that's true.
To me, and I think that has a lot. You know what I mean? I think that's a bigger tell within that, and I think it is important because I think at least reveals some of the internal workings of what's going on there. To be in the industry that long, to be able to have that longevity and whatnot, and then all of a sudden they say deuces.
Do you know what I'm saying?
There's a
like,
lot more happening there.
But I'm just saying
think
that like
than you're giving credit.
I think that if a person at that level gets fired, I mean, we may not know it, but in the but the people that know the people of that situation, they know what's up. And I think that the reason why that like people, and I think that the reason why if the way people are feeling are treating what this situation was, because like the reason why I like kind of lax about it is because dude, 30 something years, bro, 35 years is like that's Gen 1 PS1 PlayStation 1, and now you're at PlayStation 5. Like
that's
it's
a
like
long time
it's
to
like
be somewhere.
it's nowhere out of the ordinary to say, you know what, I'm done.
Right.
I mean, like
Right.
to do it,
or
so
and
like
to be with one company too. Because I mean, ask other producers how many different companies they've worked with
lot.
and stuff like that to like specifically be with them from the jump off.
Right.
I think to me that's mind blowing. That is freaking amazing. You literally were there as things were like as it's was born and this whole new generation of how video games played and stuff like that came to be.
yeah, so,
to me that's legendary.
yeah, so that's why I'm just like, you know what, that's why I don't think in my opinion, I don't really think at this point it really matters on her on doing it, because like I just think that I just know that there's a direction that Sony's trying to go to. If it's going to include her, she would have probably stayed. If not, then like okay, so be it. But yeah, I mean no, but but there are definitely there's the winds of change is definitely happening with Sony. We just don't know where or what it is yet as of yet. Yeah. So that's what it is.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, well, yeah, but that's cool. What about you, Lex?
Yes, it's my turn.
It is your turn.
And for further reference, I essentially kind of agree with Davis, and I also agree with Smitty. Like, we don't know where things are going, and I think Bond is awesome, and I think that's a huge thing for little girls everywhere, and especially people of color. That's huge. My topic is kind of interesting. So I got sent this video earlier this week, and I've been sitting here just waiting to hear an update, and we don't really have one yet. But if you guys haven't heard about it, well, then let me clue you in. Hopefully, this will be an F round and find out further down. But for right now, I'm just giving you the tea, okay? So, Ice-T, he has a son, okay? And and his name is Tracy Merrow Jr. And he was at TwitchCon. I'm not very familiar with if he
That's
streams or
Ice-T's
not.
real name. I didn't even think about that. Okay.
Yeah, Tracy Merrow.
Okay.
So I'm not familiar with his son very much. I knew who he was, but I never caught anything with him streaming from like from Twitch on his own. I've seen him in like other streams and things like that. But there was an incident. So there is a streamer named Malik04. She's in her early 20s. Now, Ice-T's son is almost 32, I believe. They're at a TwitchCon event, and they're in between events. So they're at the group house that they're all kind of staying at.
Yeah.
And no joke, she invites Mr. Morrow over, and he cuts off 12 inches of one of her pigtails. I'm not even joking. 12 inches. Now, fun fact, if you didn't know, in the States, in most places, that's assault and battery. You cannot, without consent, cut someone's hair off. And if you're thinking, well, that seems silly. No, it's not. Because there were a lot of indigenous groups who were forced into schools and to basically be whitewashed, and their hair was cut off. And so it has been a federal law for quite a while that you can't just without consent cut someone's hair off, because a lot of cultural identity things are tied into people's hair. And not just that, but a lot of women tie their identity into their hair. And obviously this girl has been growing her hair for a very long time.
And you just don't touch people's hair.
Yeah, you don't touch people. I don't know how many times we have to say this. You just don't touch other people. Just don't. And I jokingly told Smitty, I was like, if you ever want to sniff my hair, let me know. Because in the beginning of this video, he sniffs the end of her hair and then proceeds to cut it off. Now she's eating an orange, and I assume she's looking at chat.
Yeah. I'm trying to get the video the video up. But
she's eating an orange, and so she's not quite paying attention to what he's doing. I think she's aware that he has a hold of her hair, but he's not pulling it or anything. And then he just starts cutting. Now her hair's curly, so at first glance you're like, dang, that was 5 inches of hair growth. No, it's 12 because her hair is curly. That's insane. And further down the line, there are videos of her crying, if it's about that or something else, because I know there was some other dramas. But in a video later that day, she says that he's ruining the house that she's paying for. So I assume it's her money on the line, paying for this house for other Twitch creators to be there. Now there is a group of people in the background who immediately are just flabbergasted.
Yeah,
you can hear them
pink
say,
hoodie was just like, what the
what the fuck?
Literally you can see it on her face like, what?
Like, I'm sorry, did you seriously just do that? So again, this, if you don't know, in the US, that's assault and battery. You can't do that. As far as I know, from what I can tell, she has not pressed charges yet. I think she would have to press charges with LVPD, and I don't know if she lives here. So I couldn't find anything on Metros because I looked up her real name. I couldn't find anything on, because it would be, public information if she did press charges. I couldn't find anything on Metro PD's website. I went on to a deep dive with this. I fell in the rabbit hole because I was like, wait a minute. Like, she responded and she went on live, and then he responded to her live, but he doesn't seem
like
he's upset about it. He just keeps reposting and basically saying, yeah, I'm the bad guy. Yeah, you are the bad guy. And that's assault and battery. That's not a funny hee hee ha ha, like I stuck a sticky Jolly Rancher to your forehead. This is,
that's an asshole-ish thing to do, dude.
Right.
Like, I was like, I can understand like making fun, like, like joke that you're going to do it, but you actually do it,
right?
Let alone, it's like, what is,
dude?
Like,
I don't even understand.
That?
You don't even get the joke about cutting my hair, dude, because that's how you get smacked in the mouth. That's all I'm saying about that, dude. Like, I don't know how like, there ain't no way I would have been laughing about somebody doing that. You instantly would have been destroyed. I instantly would have tackled you.
That is freaking insane. Like,
straight up.
Well, just to say that you had the balls to even like thought, like, even with slaves, like, just do that.
But did he know
scissors?
at
Sort
all,
of.
or what was their relationship?
She ran into him. It seems like, so I went through a deep dive of his Twitter. It looks like he ran into her downtown in Las Vegas and she said, "Will you stream with me?" And he said, "Sure will." And in his tweet, he says, "Should I bring the scissors?"
What?
I'm sorry. Why? Like like
Was
this
that an
whole
inside
time.
joke of some sort, or like was it something that
No.
was? I mean, I don't
But
understand.
why?
Like, yeah,
I
it's
don't
like
understand.
something-
Yeah, it's like,
Right.
like other than that
the
being
frame
like a
of
thing,
reference.
like
And then he claims, "Oh, my intrusive thoughts won." I'm sorry. That's no. You're 32
That was
years
your.
old.
Yeah, it's very creepy. What the hell is wrong with
it
him?
is like, what, dude?
Like, how
Oh my
awkward are you
God.
around people that's what you thought would be funny? No.
That's terrible.
You know,
like
That
it
is
just-
insane. That's insane. As a person that was there, I there's a good chance I would have gotten physical. Even if I was just a
I would've.
spectator watching, because like there's no way I could just watch somebody like, what the hell are you doing?
I
Not
would've
only, like,
seen
just
the
sitting there like
scissors
I'd be
come-
like, you're a creep just from sitting there like
Right.
smelling this random chick's hair.
Right.
But then you bust out some scissors and cut it? Like what?
I would have seen the scissors closing and I would have tackled somebody. Like that you
Yo.
can't do that. You can't do that. And like this poor girl, I think part of her, she's like trying to justify it is what it seems like. Oh, it was just a joke, but it wasn't a joke. And
It's
that's
not a
your hair
joke.
and that's not funny.
Yeah.
And that is a part of you as a person. I mean, Smitty's had a rubber band bust and I'll let him know like, "Hey, your rubber band busted. Do you want me to fix it?" I don't just automatically assume,
Right.
"Hey, this is one of my best friends. I can just touch his hair." I ask. Number one.
That's true.
Number two, a lot of white people walk up to people of color and just touch their fucking hair like it's a zoo. That's not what that is. Don't touch other people. Don't touch other people's hair. There's cultural significance and just identity significance too. Like
Even if there isn't, like, just don't.
Don't.
I
Like,
wouldn't even say significance,
nobody
dude.
should be
This is
touching
a-
any random.
This is
Right.
this is a black dude. It's still. I mean, the fact that this is a black dude doing that to is this a white? I don't know if this is a white chick or not, but but
She looked like she
Meh.
had some ethnicity.
I don't even know. Even regardless, like
Hispanic, maybe?
it's different. It's still different. Like I mean, it's not like a white dude is doing it to a different ethnicity.
I don't
It's a
care.
black guy. I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
The
no,
fact
you
of the
need
matter.
to know.
The
But
fact of the
you
matter
know.
is, yeah. The
should
fact of the
know.
matter
You
is
should know
that you
better.
should know better. And in the deal is, it's
Absolutely
just
correct.
that. Like no, this is a freaking like this is no.
Like your
I don't even
entitlement is
know.
showing, bro.
Right.
The
Well, and,
level
like,
of this
not
is
only
just so
that,
odd.
Didn't the
It's
Crown
an
Act get
immaturity.
passed this year?
yeah,
Like
the kind of
if you guys didn't know, people of color, like a lot of black women are forced to straighten their hair because their natural hair isn't professional enough. So let's whitewash you some fucking more. Excuse my language, but it
Yeah.
makes me mad. So the Crown Act was introduced because women in professional settings couldn't even braid their hair for protective styles and things like that. So you're telling me that your Ice-T son, obviously you're a person of color and you don't fucking know how important a person's hair is to them? Stop.
oh, the irony of all of this is just so
Stop.
freaking
Here's-
crazy to me.
Here's the crazy thing. I've never liked iced tea because my dad had a bad experience with him. When I was a kid, he like I can't remember if he went and introduced himself to him or like asked for an autograph or something, and he was just like a complete dick about it. And
Oh,
from
he's a
that
total
moment, he was
a-hole.
like, mm-mm.
He's
like,
on
"That
your
dude,
list.
F
He's
that
been on
dude."
your
So,
list.
He's
Yeah.
like, he's always been on my list.
Jeez.
Okay.
So
It's
this
funny
ain't
you
even
say
shocking to me.
that. It's funny you say that. So,
So
I saw him and
crazy.
his wife they were sitting next to me and my Mimi at Absinthe, and I was like, "Oh my god, Ice Cube! I'm a huge fan." And I said it, and I heard it, and I went, "Oh, he's gonna think
Oh,
you're
my
real white and that
goodness.
you just assume everybody looks alike." And I was like, "I mean, Ice-T, I'm so sorry." And he was like, "Yeah, my name's fucking Ice-T." And he walked away. And my Mimi went, "Who is that? Did you go to school with him?" And I'm like, "No, please just sit down. I don't want to talk about it." I was so embarrassed.
Okay,
And
I
I
can
thought that was
understand
a
somebody
one-off.
being like, "Hey, fuck you."
These are He's heard that probably a million times. A million times. That like I wouldn't count that one against him on that one, but
legit, I would have been like, "Fuck you too."
I totally
Smutty 2447. Fuck you.
Yeah. No, I deserved it. I totally deserved it. Okay. So, but your dad, I've heard other people who didn't mess up his name say hello to him, and he basically like gave them the big F you, and it's like,
Yeah.
dang, so you're just an a-hole. All right. I
Yep.
really liked you when
Yeah.
I see you, sir, but I guess
I've
not
never
anymore.
liked him because of that.
Yeah.
It's like he's on your permanent list of like
Nah,
stuff like
dude, not even
infinite
as a
stub
teen
toe.
though. NT says I could see a dumb teen, but 31. Not even as a teen, dude. Like I would never cut somebody's hair. We did some pretty messed up things.
Me either.
I mean, we
shot fireworks at
we
each
did.
other.
We probably did other things that were technically would be considered
Illegal?
assault as well.
Yes. Yeah, but still.
Same, but I mean, I wasn't like pinning people down.
But I
in a
wouldn't cut
mosh pit and
somebody's
cutting their hair. Never, ever.
Maybe my brothers. My brothers would be the only one.
I'm just saying
Don't tell 'em,
overall.
don't tell 'em.
I'm just saying overall, like this whole thing of like with this, because I mean, what was weird is that he already had the scissors already prepared. Like he just knew.
Yes.
It's just that's what I find very
He had
odd.
them
Like the
at
whole
TwitchCon.
situation.
How did he get? Hold on
Yeah.
though. He took a picture on the TwitchCon floor. How did you get through security with scissors?
I don't know.
I have questions. You're not
I
running
mean-
a booth. Why do you have scissors? Number two, why would you think bringing them is funny? Obviously, you had this plan.
There
in your
has to
mind.
be an inside joke.
There
I
has
don't.
to be
I
a
don't know
plan.
what the thing is with
I
or what
looked.
he
There's no
streams.
inside joke that I could
Well,
find.
Well, when he says, well, if someone says, you want me to bring the scissors, it's obviously something that would have had to have happened for him to be known for doing something like that.
I'm like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of weird. It's like, you sure you don't want me to bring my? You sure you don't want me to bring my
Yeah, like-
scissors? It's like,
That sounds like,
like,
trouble, dude. Like
this
you
is
should
the
probably
first.
even be
Yeah,
high, bro.
this is literally the first time I've heard of you talking about scissors. It's like, no, I'm sorry. No, this.
Like,
I mean,
nah, probably not, dude.
I'm just saying that like to bring that as a point is very interesting to me. But like yeah, this is assault, dude. Like this girl needs to not try to feel like she needs to justifies the reasoning of it at all or to post into the deal. The fact of the matter is, and this is the one thing I really hate what streamers like to do, is that they want to get the social opinion first before just acting on normal the normal process, which is go to the freaking police. Doesn't matter where you're from, and open up your assault case. You have the proof on the video the video from it, and said like, I did not consent for him to do what he did to me, and especially if he's replying back the way that he's replying back, he's feeling you're just emboldening him to do it again to something else, to someone else. So
That's
no, I
true.
just think it's going to be.
But, I mean, I kind of also understand though not wanting to go to the police. Could you imagine going to the police and be like, I'd like to file a report for somebody cutting my hair? Like, I'd rather take things into my own hands personally. And again, I'm not condoning anything one way or the other. I'm just saying my own personal thing is, I think I also would have a hard time going to the police and be like, somebody cut my hair, and not feel.
Here's
I'm not going to be.
it,
I'm not going to be sexist on this, but on the fact that this girl looks like she's a wet, like 105 wet. You know,
Yeah, no,
like
she is.
yeah. So this girl is
Like
tiny
98
as
pounds.
as fuck. Like, so I don't think that it's going to be a matter of a matter of like about the way that or whatever happened to her. I think that she needs to herself empower itself against a dude that's probably 8 years older on his old thing. I just think in the situation would involve her to not have take things into her own hands personally. Because especially if she was going to cry, if she was very emotional about it later on. So I was like, no, she needs to start a trail. That's what it comes down to.
And here's the kicker too. She just got partner, so maybe in her mind she doesn't want to rock the boat. But also, Twitch is very adamant about like they don't want any physical violence on their streams.
Yeah,
Why
of
isn't
course.
Twitch stepping in? Why isn't Twitch saying something?
I
think it's really their place to I mean, and this is me personally. Again, to me, this is stuff that I know that it happened on a public forum and whatnot, but this is something that where, if you're like, to me, it's either you're going to do something about it or you're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's really what it boils down to, regardless of the public opinion or whatever. Now, of course, if she's like, this is, and you can have or feel whatever way a person feels about that, I absolutely believe that is assault. But again, I can understand. And again, me being me, and I don't mean by like body size. I can understand that feeling of like, I have one or two options. You go to the police, which, again, I don't know that I would personally be comfortable going to the police. You know what I mean? On an issue like that, or whatever, however it plays out, or you go to the court of public opinion and start talking about it, and then I know eventually somebody's gonna be like, oh, but why didn't you report it to the police? And it's like, yeah, dude, like anybody can say that, but like
that's her decision.
Yeah.
I mean, and
exactly.
I agree. At the end of the day, it's her decision. Here's where I'm upset about the whole situation. Number one, the people in the background, and then there's another like big streamer in frame, and he sees what happens and he walks off camera. He gets into it with her at some point later on live stream. Nobody really had her back. It was, what did you just do? Like, what the F? Okay, great. But why isn't anyone stepping in and like, hey, maybe you back off, maybe you need to leave. Like, now it's time for you to go. Nobody's stepping in. So this person just became partner, is gotten one of like the greatest things that she's probably aspired to for a while, right? Now she's realizing none of these people have her back. And now she doesn't know what to do, because obviously this is the son of somebody super famous, right? So like all of that together, it just the whole situation like made me feel really icky. I didn't like it. And yeah, I was 105 soaking wet at one point in time, and I would have probably crawled on him like a spider monkey and taken him down by the neck. And then I would have lost partner because I assaulted somebody partially on camera, because I would have taken him down before I started pounding him in the face. But that's besides the point. That's just what I would have done personally. But I'm a punk rock kid till the day I die. So
yeah.
Well, I think too that in that situation, I think that would force Twitch to then acknowledge and say something about it.
He did that to her, but she wasn't justified in X, Y, and Z is what the commentary would have been, and I would have been like, "You can go blow me."
I think what they might be doing is waiting to see how it plays out, and what, you know what I mean, and basically, what happens. Then if they feel like they should make a statement or do something, then they'll do that. But clearly that dude, I think everyone agrees, I hope, that dude was in the wrong. I don't know how anybody could even think that's not only immature, but like
it's wrong.
That's how people get destroyed on doing some, you're being silly. Should I take the scissors? Like, who even, what?
Right. Why would
not only
you?
that, but like,
well,
why are people so dumb? Not only here's evidence of me premeditating, thank you, NT, premeditating the fact that I am going to do something like this to somebody. And then there it is on live stream.
And
open
he
shut case, Johnson.
Well, yeah, that's crazy. Well, we all know, and we can definitely need to agree. Yeah, we definitely agree. It's definitely assault, and we'll definitely need to go with it. But we'll need to cut off because we're about to running out of time here on it.
Oh, okay. I will.
Yeah, sorry.
But
go
there
ahead,
you go.
Sir.
Yeah. So, but final but yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like you're making people just pissed off about this dude. This guy, or y'all all equally hate Ice-T apparently. So
again,
that's one thing I learned.
And again, this doesn't mean go and throw hate at people either.
Yeah.
As well, we do not condone any of that kind of stuff. That's counterproductive.
But if he comes at me with scissors, I can't say whether or not I'm gonna stick Opie on his nuts.
I blacked out. But anyways. But yeah, well, my final pick, or the final topic is going to be my side, is my thing, and I know this is probably going to hurt more for Smitty than it is going to hurt more for me. I'm already pissed as it was, because so as you know, Metal Gear Solid Delta is the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 that's coming out in November, in November this year. So this is highly anticipated for folks who love the Metal Gear Solid series. But then when they announced that this game was coming out, they were announcing that the collection series Volume 1 was also coming out, which was going to contain, I believe, Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, the first two Metal Gears that were originally on the SNES, or I'm sorry, on the Nintendo, as well as the certain digital comics of the deal. Like, it was a good collection list of different kinds of things. For me, it's actually kind of weird because when they make it a collection series, especially since we lived through all of that, like, throughout this, I'm like thinking to myself, yeah, I don't want to get this, but usually when they do a collection, they usually like to add different kinds of things, or to kind of at least enhance the graphics, so it's going to be keeping up at the times of, like, modern technology. Because Metal Gear Solid 1 came out back in the PlayStation 1 days, and now it's like it's going to definitely show its age.
Did it really?
Now, yeah, it came out on PS1. Like, it was
God, I'm old.
the third year of PS1. Yeah, so we were really hyping up. So the collection came out last week, and to everyone's surprise, it was hot garbage, because Konami did absolutely nothing on any of the collections. This game is a full price game. We're talking $60, right? $60 or $70. $70. Yeah. So
70 on PlayStation.
Yeah. So it's a $70 game that is that is a basic port of the original collection that came out from that came out on, I believe it was on PS4, Legacy Collection.
I think it was PS3.
Oh, PS3? Okay, so it's even better.
I think it was PS3, and there was a PS4 version as well.
Yeah. So the Legacy Collection that originally came out, and they just ported it over for the next gen consoles itself, instead of doing any work whatsoever. There is a special emulator. Like, for instance, there's a special emulator that you can actually get, and I'm not going to tell you the emulator because I don't want to promote it, but there's an emulator that you can get that you can actually play Metal Gear Solid 1, the original, on full screen, like full 16:9 screen, and then with enhanced HD enhanced graphics to smoothen out, because remember, the biggest thing for PlayStation was polygons. Correct. So there was it's all about triangles. But it smooths all that out, and it looks, presentation wise, looks and feels better. The original, but the collection volume 1 doesn't even do that. It's still a 4x3 old school look. No different kinds of deals towards any of this nonsense. And and the vector. Yeah, the vector pool is worse on an LED screen, which most people have nowadays, to deal with it. It was a major disappointment. But then again, at the same time, I'm not surprised for this coming from Konami, because Konami just said, let's do the bare minimum and see what we can get for the maximum amount for this game. So. Oh, it hurt. It really hurt. Don't get me wrong, because I loved Metal Gear. Maybe not as much as Smitty, but I definitely loved like Metal Gear Solid. I played all of the Metal Gears, and
did I?
Yeah, especially the classic ones, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. Like, 3 is one of my favorites. I mean, I'm looking forward to Delta when that comes out. Yeah,
I am as well.
Yeah, but when they're doing for them to get
but not to do with these kind of shenanigans,
simple cash cow. Yeah, they tried to make this like such a simple cash cow, just assuming that the public was just going to pay willy nilly without worrying about like the consequences of like how bad this thing is. I'm like, dude, go F yourselves, Konami. Seriously. Like, so I just want to get y'all's opinion.
This was easy mode. This should have been a cash grab for them. They should have easily been able to make money off this with bare minimum effort. And they did they said, hold my beer. We can do even less effort than that. If they've already been accused, there's accusations that this essentially is an emulator that just repackages stuff. There have been multiple problems on top of the resolution. Number one, natively, this runs at 50 FPS, which obviously that is not a standard thing within this day and age. So it's like it causes jitter and issues like that. You cannot on PC. You cannot remap the buttons at all. They are not even in a normal place either to do things. in general, the hard physical copies, the Switch copy does not come with the original Metal Gear and those two things. There are missing pieces to each different thing. So everyone isn't even unique based on the platform, dude. It is missing content that they've advertised. This is the laziest freaking... I don't even like. This should have been an easy slam dunk for them. I'm so glad that I did not outright get this and I waited, because this was high on my list. I was pumped about this, and I was like, Konami, you sons of bitches. Bitches.
I wait for nostalgia though. The problem is with nostalgia is that people see nostalgia for these games with rose-colored glasses,
get it anyway,
and they will get it. And that's what. And I've learned to avoid doing that because of Steam. So like, yeah.
Right.
And the big thing is like, I just didn't trust Konami. I just needed to see how this is gonna go. So we'll see. But what were you gonna say, Lex? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I almost outright bought it. And then I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to be babysitting for Smitty coming up. So I'll use my babysitting money. Thank you for not paying me when I thought you were going to.
Because under the bus.
No, I'm glad he hasn't yet, because I would have bought it and I would have been disappointed. So thank you. I will take my money whenever you have a sec though. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care. Smitty, sometimes I'll forget, and he's like, "Oh, here's money." I'm like, "For what?" He's like, "Because you babysat." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?" I forget. Honestly, like, I love his kid. I would do it for free, but I'm not. So, no, I'm just kidding. No, I really wanted to play this. I'm glad I didn't. And yeah, I also have on the emulator that we will not outright say, it looks so much better when I was playing it recently on my emulator. You know what? Instead of buying this, I would rather torture myself and play the Lion King Sega emulator on repeat, because you don't have save files. So instead of getting this, I will just do that to torture myself slowly into madness. And just not get it. I'm good.
It's not even
I'm good. I'm not
native
missing
1080.
anything. Yeah,
it's
no.
native 720.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Well, you can't even make it full screen? How did you guys screw that up? Like, this was easy money for y'all. Easy money. Again, rose-tinted glasses for everybody who likes the series, and they would have bought it. And now you've screwed that up. So now I don't trust Konami anymore. I'm just saying.
Well, Konami
it makes me nervous about Delta too.
Yes.
We've learned now. We know anyone can make anything look pretty. Okay. It really comes down to like when you play and how that stuff looks and feels and does it, you know what I mean? Like, that's really what it is to me, and being able to re-experience some of that stuff, or even if you like take a step forward and it's not just like a one-to-one, but like you've added new content and stuff like that, I think like is really cool. So like the fact that they just didn't do any of that, they literally it is the PS1 version, but the PS1 version could do more.
But it's better. The PS1 version looks better. Here's the thing: for my friends who have visual visual problems like I do, like with visual snow and things like that, don't bother yourself. Play the emulator. It'll make you nauseous. I was watching somebody stream it. The first one, nauseous. I couldn't get through 5 minutes of watching them play without getting like, ugh. So just save yourself the time. Save yourself some money.
I'm just saying that overall, the whole thing is like with this is that like Konami itself has their biggest issue. The biggest issue with Konami itself is that they're trying to stick their they're trying to
they made them?
Well, no, they've released they've been doing some re-releases on retro games and stuff.
Didn't they screw up another release? Is what I'm trying to say.
No,
never mind.
Well, they've screwed up a lot of releases, but to be honest with you,
that's why.
But I'm just saying that, like, overall, I just think that, like, with Konami, Konami is a shell of what it once was in their gaming division, because they shut pretty much most of it down, except for their phone services. And then now, like, for them to say that they're going to be coming back and they're going to be bringing a brand new, they've been working on a remake, the full remake of this MGS Delta. Like, I'm still interested in wanting to take a look at it, because this is a ground up remake, but at the same time, it's like keep in mind on who's making it. It's like you got to really keep in mind on who's really making it. So if it's a day one thing, it may be something that I'd be rather, you know what, I'm gonna wait a little bit just to kind of be sure.
I will not get it day one.
Yeah, exactly. Be sure I'm getting what I'm expecting it to be, you know, because I feel
Absolutely.
I feel like I need to kind of dip the toe as well to be like, yeah, you lost my trust. I mean, you can't just can't just jump right in and then expect something otherwise, you know. So
on top of that, there's so many good games too. It's like I don't feel that FOMO that I once had because like I'm over here trying to finish games that I started months ago.
Years.
So I'm just like, dude, like I don't need another new game. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good where I'm at. I'm trying to catch up on things.
Same.
Yeah.
And I'm slowly doing it, but
Man.
you know, you
so
just
funny.
cannot, like companies these days cannot afford to put out hot garbage because instantly, dude, like you are not going to recoup that money. You have no chance unless you invest more into it. And at that point, it's like, that brings up why are you releasing these games that are not ready to be released?
Right.
And be like, this is coming later. That's not acceptable.
No.
It's not cool. And this is another one where like I feel like they said that stuff very nonchalantly. Like it's always been the plan to release this half baked and then coming through later, and we'll add the other stuff later.
You know, the bigger thing is
$500 and
you know the one thing that we're overlooking.
At some point in time, we'll get you the whole product.
We're overlooking the fact that this is volume 1. There's going to be a volume 2.
Oh my god!
I know. Why?
So keep that in mind.
Jeez.
So maybe they learned the lesson. I don't know. We'll see how that's going to go. But like, it's going to
come on, buddy.
But I doubt it's going to be.
Buddy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You and me both know. No lessons have been learned.
Oh, it's it's food for thought there, folks. Thank you for listening to episode number 196 of the CFG Gamecast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. As always, we will be back again next week with a brand new set of topics here. But in the meantime, if you did miss out on this episode, that is perfectly all right. We release it on the beginning of each and every week, and on all podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, all of them. Or you go to our main website, confreaksgeeks.com, to check out the full library that we like to do. Also, be sure to check out our pop culture gems episode as well that just came out of talking with Stephen O. Young about his recurring role in Spider-Man 2, which was a freaking awesome experience. But in the meantime, there is absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for checking us out, and we'll be back another time. So once again, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing out. Y'all, take it easy.
Bye.